Hello, everybody. Ivor Chester here, music therapist and life coach. I'm here to help out today on the topic of how to help others with music. Today I did a presentation on music therapy in the workplace in healthcare. And I had somebody pull me aside afterwards, and they were asking me in a personal way, how can I help a friend of mine with music? And I said, well, what instrument do you play? And they looked at me and they went, well, I don't. They were just trying, they knew that this person did love music, but they personally were not a music therapist. So I'm going to kind of go with it in that direction so that so you know how you can help. You don't have to be a musician to really start helping people. Of course, you're going to get a more effective approach through a licensed, certified music therapist. And I'm not at all belittling that, of course. But what I am trying to say is that there's more to life than just, that song makes me feel good. Well, okay, good. Remember question number one, does music affect your emotions? The answer is always yes. So if it does affect your emotions, how can you become more and more responsible for your emotions through the power of music? All right, so I've come up with a short list, which, by the way, if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. I'd love to hear anything else you can think of. But this is how the common everyday schmuck can help people out. Matter of fact, I get most of my help in music through my friends, which are not musical. Two of my closer friends, guy friends, they're not overly musical. One sings in a church choir and he loves it dearly and apparently is quite good at it. I've heard him. But when it's over 100 voices, I can't exactly go, you're a little flat there on the third measure. But he dearly loves it. His name is John. And then another friend of mine had been exchanging music for decades. So here's my short list. I want you to think about it, and I want you to start to practice this. And then I want you to add more comments. So the first one is you share live music. You can find live music, and I'm kind of combining two of them here, but you can find live music everywhere. I took my kids to Potbelly Sandwiches a while back. When I did, there's a guy in a little booth area that was playing guitar. You can go to coffee houses. You can go to community music, choirs and bands and festivals. There's touring companies that come. I live in Irving, Texas. And Irving is not exactly the cultural epicenter of the world. Nevertheless, they do have a music experience. They have a very vibrant community for what they're trying to do here. And so you can go to a community choir. You can go to a church choir. You bring people, you invite them. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? I got tickets. And the more you get them involved in live music, and live music that's not amplified like a rock concert, but like an orchestra or a choir, it has something called overtones, which impact the body somatically and set off endorphins and all kinds of things that improve a person's affect, their emotions, in such a way that you're really going to be helping them out physically and emotionally. So look for those. And it doesn't have to be some grand, huge Beethoven thing. Go and enjoy a church choir. You can drive down the road and you'll see, Easter presentation, and they're doing something maybe kind of basic depending on the church. It doesn't have to be a 100-voice choir. Enjoy the simplicity of just an intimate moment. Several years ago, I stumbled upon a performance by an armed forces band, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I remember when I was walking through Epcot, and everybody was doing everything else, and the kids wanted to go ride this ride, and their mom took them to go do this. Well, I heard some music playing, and so I went down some alleys, and I found this beautiful, lush garden area and an open lawn, and there were the Beatles playing live. Now, of course, it wasn't the Beatles, but there were these four guys that were, Beatles sound-alikes wearing the satin Sgt. Pepper costumes. And I just don't, there's a handful of other people that were just sitting there listening to John, Paul, George, and Ringo play. And I made myself sit down because, here in Disney World, you have to do everything all the time, and it's all so exciting, and there's all these rides. I had a music moment, and I sat and just took it in. So you have to make yourself do these things. And you tell somebody who maybe is a bit of a shut-in, hey, come on, let's go. They're going to have a guitarist down at the coffee shop. Why don't you come with me? Or they're having a community choir moment. Another thing. Now, that's all live music, and that's the most important because it's a community thing, and it's you're kind of forced to listen to music that you may or may not have a big experience with. You may not be used to Gustav Mahler or Dave Brubeck or somebody else, but you're experiencing something new and fresh, and that's important. Another one, you can buy them online music like iTunes or something like that. And that way they become, they can pick their own and grow their own library, what they're used to and what they want. And that's fine. On the other hand, something you could do is buy the music. Here is a CD of a band I really want. That's right, Christina. Music can bring friends and community together in all kinds of examples. But you can give a person, back to the topic, a CD or an MP3 of some music that you listen to and say,